What really is wellness and where does it start? Hey, it's Zane here with you for my brand new blog, Rock Solid Wellness, where my mission is to help you to think well, eat well, move well, and live well. Today I want to share with you the true meaning of wellness, where it begins, and the three primary drivers that really dictate the quality of our lives in terms of our physical, mental, and emotional well-being. You know, for the past 15 years, my professional life has really been dedicated to working with world-class educators in the self-care and self-education space. We've run thousands of workshops all around Australia, and we've met people from all walks of life, and it's really taught me a lot about the challenges that people face when it comes to their mind and body wellness. So first of all, what is the problem? Where does it all begin? Well, firstly, it's important to realize that most people have no idea about how the mind and body are inextricably linked when it comes to health and well-being. And I guess it's not surprising, since it's a fundamental principle that the system of healthcare has really completely discarded in today's modern world. In fact, this reminds me of the work of renowned clinical psychologist Dr. Nicole LaPera, who says that one of the greatest failings of modern healthcare is that there is no connection between mind and body in the diagnostic process. And I guess if you think about it, if somebody has mental trauma or mental health problems, perhaps is suffering from depression, and they go and see a psychologist or a psychiatrist, typically the whole process of treatment is really delving into and focusing and amplifying and unpacking the problem itself. So there's so much energy being focused on the problem. And then typically that is also matched by some kind of a prescription, synthetic medication to help numb the pain, so that the person can pretty much just get through their day. And there's very little role in the treatment process of the physical body. Also, when it comes to physical diagnostics and ailments and disease, there is not a holistic approach that involves mindset and people's emotional state and how that relates to the physical disease that is manifesting or has manifested. So what we need is a new approach to our mind and body wellness if we want to experience ongoing energy, vitality, and longevity. And that really requires a more responsible approach. So it's up to you and I to really take back control. So how do we do that? Well, first we've got to understand what wellness really is. And the true definition of wellness is that it's the act of practicing healthy habits on a daily basis to attain better physical and mental health outcomes, so that instead of surviving, we're actually thriving. So true wellness is really born out of healthy habits. But here's the problem. Our habits are subconscious. They're an autopilot response to the chitter-chatter or the generals or the soldiers in our mind that are operating under instruction. They're doing things in a way that they've always done them on a basis that is kind of inherently built within us, or that has been constructed within us over time. And really, these behaviors are based on three primary drivers. Firstly, our beliefs. Secondly, our values. And thirdly, our level of motivation. So our beliefs, our values, and our motivation are the primary drivers that dictate ultimately our habits and the results that we're getting in terms of our physical, mental, and emotional well-being. So let's unpack these just for a moment here. So our beliefs are our perception or our picture of the world. And our beliefs aren't necessarily something that we've cultivated ourselves. It's something that perhaps we've grown up with. It's something we've been born into, part of our upbringing, part of our societal surroundings that we've just adopted. And so it really has an impact on the way that we interpret the world. Secondly, our values. Our values are our main set of priorities, the things that are most important to us, that cause us to kind of move in a certain direction every single day. And then thirdly, our motivation. Our motivation is our purpose, our why. It's a compelling reason to actually do something. Now, the problem with motivation is that if we're relying on willpower to get things done, you and I both know that's a very temporary measure. So we need to find reasons that are compelling for us to move from, a stagnant state into a progressive and proactive state if we're feeling stuck in a certain area in our physical or emotional, mental well-being. So what's the purpose of everything that I'm explaining here? Well, the reality is that it doesn't matter what tips or strategies or protocols that any particular expert, doctor, or clinician gives you, or any kind of advice that you take from anybody. It's not going to address the core factors that are holding you back from truly looking and feeling and being the best version of yourself over the long term. It's not going to address any of that until you really get to the source. And as I say, the source is our mindset, which is made up of our beliefs, values, and level of motivation. So if you're not feeling the best version of yourself in mind or body health, it's really time to disrupt those drivers. And the reason we need to disrupt those is because for us, these autopilots that we have, these inherent behaviors, these subconscious habits, they are typically so strong that unless we have those compellings to make the positive changes, the reality is nothing will change. So it's really time for us to get serious about looking at what's serving you and what's limiting you so that you can rewire your daily habits, you can let go of the things that are holding you back and reframe them, and you can use them as kind of inspiration, as fuel for you to move forward in a more positive direction so that you can begin to experience what I like to refer to as rock solid wellness. Now, there's three tips that I'd like to leave you with today that can really help you to kickstart this whole thing into action. Firstly, it's very important that we control the atmosphere around our mind. And I like to refer to this atmosphere as our radio frequency. It's the things that we tune into on a daily basis. And that's why I never like to start my day by listening to the mainstream news. In fact, I don't like to listen to it at any time for that matter, but particularly in the morning, which is really a formative time in our day, it's so important that we, abstain from subjecting or exposing our mind to negative messages or messages that are kind of pigeonholing us and, forcing us to kind of channel our thinking in a certain direction. So controlling that atmosphere, being responsible for what we subject ourselves to every single day is so important. Secondly, to find a source of inspiration. And the beautiful thing these days is that there's so many great books, there's great podcasts, there's information on YouTube, which is really just a plethora of positive information if you really go looking for it, that can really help to light you up, can help you to feel motivated, kickstart you in a certain direction. And then the name of the game is to continue to, once you find something that really inspires you, is to go back to the well and to keep sort of tapping into that on a regular basis until you become truly empowered and you're able to do those things on your own without that source of inspiration. The third thing is to be an active learner. The minute we stop learning is the minute that we start to kind of die within ourselves. So it's so important that we're always learning. We're seeking out, information to help us to really expand our mind and our growth, and in whatever area you choose. But if it's your health that's holding you back, then seek out information to help really expand your consciousness around health is what I would suggest. And again, so many great sources at our fingertips that are free and easy to access online these days. So again, those three ways: control the atmosphere or radio frequency, what you're exposing yourself to. Number 2, find a source of inspiration, something that really kickstarts you into action. And thirdly, be an active learner, which is so important as we move through life so that we can continue to grow. I want for you to experience robust health, vitality, and a zest for life that I know is possible when you dial everything down to the daily habits that shape you. Always remember that you are meant to be well, and your mind and body are connected. This is Rock Solid Wellness. I'm Zane Truscott. I want to thank you for listening, and I'll see you in the next one. Hey, it's Zane here, and thanks for listening. If you received value from today's episode and you'd like to see how I can help you at an even deeper level, I invite you to check out my Rock Solid Wellness online course and coaching programs. It's all about helping you to break through any limitations you may have and building strong, robust mind and body habits that put you in control. My at-home video course is a pre-recorded module training where we focus on boosting your mindset, nutrition, movement, and lifestyle. And if you'd like to work with me even more closely, I also offer group and private coaching to help you integrate the rock solid steps into your own life. To learn more about my online course or coaching programs, go to zanetruscott.com. Again, thank you for listening, and I look forward to serving you on your journey to rock solid wellness. If you got value from this episode, feel free to leave me a comment or review on your favorite podcast platform. I also appreciate any constructive feedback or topic suggestions so that I can keep improving and serve you best. Keep in mind that the content of this episode is for informational and inspirational purposes only and is not intended to replace any advice given to you by your doctor or healthcare professional. I do recommend that you consult your personal physician before acting on any of the information contained in this episode to determine its suitability for you. This is Zane Truscott signing out. Again, thanks for listening, and until next time, stay strong and live well.